Hello everyone, and welcome to a new episode of LostinTranslationmon. This time we're covering Digimon Adventure: 2020, episode 46, The Sword of Hope. I'm May, and this time I'm joined by the lovely Quinn.
Hey everybody.
And of course, the equally lovely Evie.
Hello.
And with that, let's move on and talk about some hopeful Digimon. The episode starts up with Joe getting Komodomon sick, which is, it's kind of cute. It's kind of nicer than just it's always Joe being nauseous, but he says, I'm getting car sick. Well, actually, Komodomon's sick. And that's just like, I don't know why, I really like that
clever.
cute little addition. Yeah, it's cute. And I feel bad for Joe, and I really like there's always a little bit of cute attention to detail going on. Like, later on in the episode, we see, like, Gomamon rubbing Joe's back. Just, like, absentmindedly. It's just really nice. Like, those sort of... Yeah. Those silent moments. There's no, like, narration over it. They're just nice little bits of animation, and that's really cute. So, Joe steps out for some air, and he sees a giant green ball that turns out to be a giant eyeball. And then we have
the moon,
shots.
Which is kind of concerning.
Yeah. Like, Joe is not the smart one. That
Joe,
was something
buddy.
I always thought. Yeah. Like,
Yeah, well,
This is the digital
if I remember
world,
right,
though.
he was getting kind of bad grades on his entrance exams.
yeah. Well, the thing about Joe is I think he is good at probably remembering things short term, but also thinks the moon is green. But then again,
He points
doesn't
it
know what
out
the
because he
digital world
knows
moon
it's
is.
weird. He's like, why is the moon green though?
Yeah, but he's just like, the moon is so pretty. Wait, like, buddy.
Yeah, it takes him a while.
If you saw a giant green orb in the sky, would you jump to moon or something else?
Something
else.
else.
Well, it took him a while to get there. This is the
Especially
digital
when
world.
It had an eyeball.
It didn't when he
didn't have
first
the
saw
eyeball straight
it.
away.
Give him a break. He saw a giant orb in the sky and went, oh, that's probably the moon. Like, sure, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it was cute. It was very cute. I like it. I mean, I like everything that Joe does. I'm so glad that
It
Joe
was
is
very
just
good.
there.
It was just also very silly.
Yeah, it's not even a Joe episode, but he gets to have a little moment. I like it. Anyway, so we get shots of the Devimon cult again, and they're talking about how this is Sephirothmon number 6, and how Sephirothmon number 6 has spotted the children. Then Sephirothmon captures the children. Komodomon escapes with Hikari and Joe and the rest of the girls, I guess. So Joe is a girl, I guess, or something. I don't know. The way I wrote my notes was...
Last week it was Takaru. You know, we're transing all the kids.
We're taking turns being girls. It's fine. And the rest of the children are captured.
Mom said it's my turn to use the gender.
Oh, it's funny. But yeah, so it's a new separation arc, which I didn't mind this one. Yeah, it's a separation episode. Okay, I don't know why my
It
brain
felt
always
a lot less bad than
autocompletes.
most.
Yeah, and this episode did remind me a lot of the Frontier episode that we had Sephirothmon, but it wasn't bad. The fact that it was very similar, because I guess this is just what Sephirothmon does. It didn't have each of the kids in their own little personal hell. It was just all of them, because there's only one eyeball. So it was different enough that I'm going to give it a pass. Like, I'm not going to complain about the fact that it is similar-ish, because it's different enough that it
it's the same concept,
really need to be.
And I'm really glad we didn't need to have Sephirothmon running around as a weird orb snake thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
but the orb snake thing was cool.
Yeah, but that's something I could do without. But this was different, like, from the Frontier one. And also, Sephirothmon's not really, like... He's not really a character.
Yeah,
He's
really,
kind of...
much like Canon Beamon, just
Yeah.
literally just a vehicle.
It's a spaceship.
And he gets he absorbs Digimon's data for Millenniummon. So we're back to plot.
He
as
puts
well,
the plot on
which
the
is-
rails.
Yeah, which is great. Because as much as I was enjoying the filler, because they were good episodes, it is nice to be able to just sort of have
It's been
some
like
plot.
25 episodes since we actually thought about Millenniummon.
Yeah.
That might be an exaggeration.
Well, we found out about Millenniummon, and I think we promptly forgot.
We're
Yeah,
on
like
our
they
way to,
mentioned
we've been
occasionally we're
on the
going
way
to
to
Fargo.
Fargo City. We've made some friends along the way, but we will get there.
We are Pokemoning this. We are. But I don't know. I'm just... This episode was different than I thought it was going to be, but all of my concerns, which was Sephirothmon showing up, will it just be the same as Frontier? No. Will it be each kid in their own personal hell? No, they were just fighting Digimon in the same room. Another concern I had was, oh great, Holy Angelmon's going to show up and just Heaven's Gate everyone away. He doesn't even use Heaven's Gate, so that's a thing.
On the other hand, I will say that it was pretty anticlimactic when Holy Angelmon did finally show up.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Digimon doesn't tend to do the post-fight battle well because they have all the build-up for 15 minutes and then they have the evolution moment, which includes the kid saying, I have this trait now you can evolve, and then like a 30-second evolution sequence, and then the episode is done. So you need a very quick fight sequence, which only really gives you a minute. And it's not unique to this season. A lot of episodes of Digimon has had that, unless they go into like a two-parter where the whole episode is build up, and then in the last like 10 seconds you get the evolution, and then the next episode. Yeah, the next episode is the battle, like the War Greymon and Metal Garurumon evolution in the original adventure. That was a two-parter, so you kind of got to see the battle after the evolution. But in this case, when it's only one episode, I can't really fault it for being just like, oh, we got the evolution, okay, then it's the battle and let's go. Like, it was very quick. It was, like, this last episode was really quick, and we did mention that, but this episode was just, he has a sword and he burst through real good.
Yep.
And teleported them.
I wish that they had done like a minute less of fighting random mobs.
I kind of liked it. Okay, I'm jumping ahead so fast, but when Ogremon showed up and we just have a Digimon that's beeping at me, great. When Ogremon showed up and Greymon had an emotion in his eyes for like a second, I was like, I wish we could do more. Like, I was so happy that we mentioned Ogremon again, and there was clearly some thunder or somebody wheeling their bin outside. That's definitely in the episode. No, the fact that we have a character reacting to Ogremon existing, it's just really nice. I don't know why, at this point, I was kind of expecting...
Ogremon died like 40 episodes ago.
Yeah, I was not expecting to see Ogremon referenced. Yeah, like, I mean, I know at the time we were like, hey, maybe Ogremon comes back as Titamon and triggers Metal Greymon's evolution to War Greymon, which would have been great, by the way. No, we're not getting that. Never.
We got a little something. As a treat.
Yeah, I was surprised we had a little Ogremon as a treat. Like, did not expect that to come up ever again at this point. So that was a nice surprise, and it was nice to see all these Digimon come back from the start of the show. Even if they weren't just like real Digimon, they were kind of like, I think Yamato calls them like badly made fakes, which is a burn. But I don't know, it was just really. It was nice. It was a nice little throwback, and I just appreciated it. So anyway, back to the actual synopsis instead of me jumping ahead, because I have a lot of miscellaneous thoughts, I guess. Anyway, so yeah, that is definitely thunder, because there is just the light, the sky just lit up. Gee, my attention span's doing really well this episode. Can't wait for the outro. I'm probably going to start talking about, I don't know, squirrels halfway through.
Air needs to do a weather forecast? Huh, I guess there's thunder. The sky lit up.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, well, my name is Air. I'm giving the Air report. That was a bad joke, and I'm sorry.
That was pretty terrible, I gotta tell you.
Wait. The weather report.
That's somehow worse, but thank you. Anyway, so I'm going to leave this little bit of amble in the full version, because if there's thunder, there's no doubt going to be thunder in my recording. So if you hear thunder throughout this episode, this is my housekeeping for today.
Well, there's our title, the weather report.
It's going to thunder. The weather report. It's going to thunder. I'm not even sure if it's going to rain, but it's going to thunder. Hope my electricity oh, good more. I really hope the electricity doesn't go out. That would really suck. At least Audacity likes to keep my things. Anyway, we should get on to the episode before my electricity decides to die. It's a new house. I'm hoping it's fine. But, Anyway. So Sephirothmon has trapped them, and Tailmon is saying how they'll all be okay, because everybody immediately, and this is because of, every episode involving Vor, everybody immediately thinks they were eaten, which is completely an understandable reaction at this point, because it has been, the majority of the time they've just spent being eaten or going to be eaten or something wanting to eat them, so... completely understandable that they would think, oh, they weren't just, absorbed
Also,
or trapped or kidnapped.
Just such a good moment out of Joe there. They were eaten, right? By the, eyeball?
Because that's what happens in this anime. Everybody just gets eaten.
It's not... It
happens.
Ty's up to, his third time being eaten.
It's way more
Ty,
than 3.
Well, he wasn't eaten when he became fruit.
Yeah, that was a separate body horror.
He was eaten to become the fruit.
Oh, that's right. That was horrific. There's so much weird
There's so
body
much
horror,
Digivore.
which I think at this point, in this episode, I'm not sure if they intended it as a joke that Joe just said, "Hey, they were eaten, right?" Because it is just I found it incredibly funny.
It was very good, and I think someone on the writing staff finally heard people say, "Wow, it's kind of weird that you do all the 4," and they're not gonna not do it. But
I mean, it does make everything seem realistic because they are with monsters, and monsters do Vor occasionally. Also, I've been told, I don't know,
They
monsters
eat each other to become stronger.
Yeah, in the real world too, not just in in this anime. But anyway, so Sephirothmon.
In the real world, monsters aren't real.
Real world, and then we have things like, I don't know, Australia existing, and just spiders as big as your head. But anyway, so Sephirothmon has trapped them. So Snymon and Quellamon, I keep on saying Quellamon, Sealamon, because my dumb monkey brain reads it as Quellamon because the English dub had one Digimon. The English dub had a Digimon called Quellamon because they have the same monkey brain that I have, because it's Sealamon. It is the coelacanth, not the coelacanth. So yeah, Sealamon shows up. And so do Dakugamon, Tankmon, and Tylomon. And then we have Tailmon sort of explaining this while this is happening, and says that Sephirothmon eats by making those he traps battle with Digimon from their memories until they can't fight anymore. And this is all to gather data for Farga. So we're just having this. And I'm like, okay, at least we have plot. So we have Agumon, Gabumon, and Tentomon evolved to their adult forms, and Patamon evolves to Angemon kind of separately because the other 3 kind of evolve at the same time, which is an interesting note because it's, I guess, his episode.
Who's this episode's really about?
Yeah, because you could be fooled and think that it's Taichi again, because that does happen, but no.
Over for a minute.
Yeah, and not looking forward to next episode because judging by the preview, it's just Taichi episode again, which is weirdly put.
Always
I hope it's
bad.
not. Always bad. Not looking forward to it, but could be surprised because, I don't know, maybe Ogremon comes back. I don't know. Anyway, so this is when Ogremon shows up, and Greymon has some quick emotion in his eyes for a second. Then Metal Tyrannomon shows up, and Greymon evolves. And likewise, Garurumon evolves when Scorpiumon shows up, and Kabuterimon when Oikawa? Oikawa doesn't show up. Not this series anyway.
Oikawa-mon.
Okuamon. Yeah, Oikawa shows up and he's like, "I'm Vandemon," and then they just all cry. And
who?
Yeah, they're like, "Who? You're in the wrong universe. Stop planeswalking."
We haven't gotten a Vandemon yet.
I'm kind of I'm a little bit glad that we just don't have Vandemon randomly showing up because I think,
but it would make
like,
Chi
original
happy.
Adventure. Yeah, I mean, Piedmon will make Chi happy.
I don't know if Paimon's gonna be in this episode or in this series.
Yeah, me neither. But I know I like the Dark Masters, but I don't think we have time to Dark Masters.
No, we turned into one of them for a minute and then
forgot about it. Barely happened.
Bigger villain.
We had a flashback to that episode, and we didn't even show Mugendramon in this episode.
Yep.
That's how forgotten about that entire plot was. Anyway, so meanwhile, we have Tailmon still explaining Sephirothmon and how it basically sounds like we're just getting a Pokemon from Original Adventure, because she's like, oh, so all these Digimon who died or got absorbed or couldn't evolve are basically just being turned into data and combined, and that's what Farga is. And I'm like, okay, are are we doing a Pokemon?
No, we're also doing Chimeramon.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I got an Pokemon vibe.
I mean,
because
you're not wrong.
that was a
It's
Pokemon
both.
thing.
Yeah, but doesn't
like,
like
Digimon
doesn't-
has done a weird number of times.
doesn't
Yeah,
Chimeramon
good
like DNA digivolve with Millenniumon to become something?
Oh no, I was talking about in 02 when Ken just made one.
I'm trying to remember.
Yeah,
I'm certain Chimeramon has something to do with Millenniumon. Like,
Yeah,
does it
he's-
DNA
yeah, yeah.
digivolve to become it?
Yeah, with Mugendramon.
Yeah, Mugendramon
Yeah.
and Chimeramon become Millenniummon.
Yeah.
Ah.
So, like, I think, like, Chimeramon and Mugendramon were both salty about losing and then merged to be Millenniumon.
Time travel was involved.
And then fell in love with a 10-year-old boy at some point during that time. No big deal. It's just... They're Wonder Swan games. Like, should we just do another special on them because there's so much to say?
It was so wild. Anyway,
Yeah.
Oh,
Anyway,
can I interrupt
we have...
to say
yep.
that I really wish Tailmon didn't happen to recover exposition memories after bad things show up. Like, one time, I would love it if Tailmon went, hey, you know what I think is probably going to be the enemy's next move? I wish we were not purely reactive, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, she's Gen-Ing.
It really is.
Ouch.
Like,
Harsh but true.
there's
Hasn't
nothing
yet
wrong
told
with
us a
Gen-Ing,
prophecy,
but,
but we have to fulfill the prophecy first.
yeah. But, anyway, so Orochimon shows up and Angemon sees his reflection turn into Devimon, which is kind of cool. And then we have Devimon reappearing, and he calls Angemon his old friend again. And Takara remembers this from, the episodes that, like, a bunch of the cast just weren't in. So that was cool. And then Devimon says that Angemon is cursed, and the name of the curse is called the Chosen Children. And then Devimon says how that this holy power that Angemon has can be used to take over the world, but he's using this power in the way that the children want, and that severely limits the power. And then back on the outside, Lilymon, Garudamon, Angelomon, and Zudomon are fighting and getting attacked by the perfect level Digimon inside of Sephirothmon's attacks. So that's kind of like a cool thing that Sephirothmon can do, is like absorbing their attacks and being able to spit them out, basically. So it's not only the Digimon inside him using their energy and he's going to eat that, he's also using it as a defense mechanism, and I don't know, I think that's a really cool mechanic.
That was cool. I will say I wish that they had let him use Devimon's attack on them.
I think it's because they're not really, the other Digimon aren't really, like, physically there. I know Devimon later on says that he is physical, but I think that the Digimon that he's feeding on, he's able to use the attacks of. I don't think he's necessarily feeding on Devimon.
Yeah, but I mean, like, the rules are whatever the writers say they are, and it would have been
good
kind of
point.
neat.
Yeah, but
Meanwhile,
then again,
I'm just
all
glad
the other
they didn't
kids
pull out a
probably
Megamon.
then again, all the other kids probably wouldn't even recognize an attack from Devimon because they never saw
That's
it.
true, but it still would have been neat.
All the outside kids were not, they were doing the boat plot.
Yeah.
This separation is exactly just the Devimon arc separation, but they're just a little closer this time, and
It felt a
there's not
lot
some
less
boats.
forced, and it wasn't like 12 episodes.
And I also felt like the other kids are actually doing something, even though they were trying to stop a boat plot. I still...
Yeah, well, the kids here didn't really do anything. I mean, they tried, but they failed. But at least they were there.
Yeah,
Koshiro
they
got
struggled
promoted.
to fight Calmarimon.
Koshiro's a main kid now.
Which is nice. I'm glad. Yeah. Oh yeah, because he's in the inside, isn't he? He's on... Yeah, okay. Well done, Koshiro. Fantastic. Koshiro deserves it, to be honest. Anyway, so... we have Angemon and Devimon fighting, and Takuru wonders why Devimon is so obsessed with Angemon. I'm just like, yep, same. This is the question I've had since, like, we first had Devimon be, like, weirdly creepy towards Angemon. And then Angemon is saying how the battle is between him and himself, which kind of foreshadows the semi-twist that comes at the end of the episode. And he says that his memories come back whenever he fights with Devimon. And then we immediately have explanation to what he meant there. And he says that he awoke in miasma, and Devimon appeared to him. And he says that Devimon, and this surprised me actually, is his own shadow born from his own weaknesses. And that, I thought it was going to be, I hoped, and something that, I think we mentioned this a lot in the show, earlier on the show, but my original theory is that was that Devimon was another holy Digimon, like how we have Valdemon, or we have Cherubimon, and we have all those other Digimon, and this was just one of the other holy Digimon. And having watched this episode, I think I might actually prefer the twist that Devimon is actually Angemon, because that is completely unique to this season. Like, it's not a Digimon that is his own bad guy. His motivation is to destroy the world, whatever, that's his motivation. His motivation was he is just evil Angemon, and I feel like that's kind of cool. I kind of like that twist. It wasn't what I had wanted, but it's definitely more than I expected.
Hadn't taken 20 episodes after he died to find out that he had a motivation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, that arc is still terrible. But at least this episode isn't as terrible.
Yeah, this is the sort of thing that you reveal, like, before you fight Devimon.
Or, like, at least a little bit after.
Yeah, or even during the fight would have been a good time.
Just, like, during the Devimon arc.
Like, that was over 20 episodes ago. Which, like, there are less episodes left in this series than there are between this episode and the Devimon arc.
I think it is asking a lot of a 7-year-old to remember that 5 months ago, Devimon was mentioned as being the old friend.
Well, that's why we had flashbacks constantly in this episode.
Okay, but that's also bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, there is definitely a chunk of episodes that just do not need to exist.
Mm-hmm.
And the Devimon arc's probably some of them, honestly. Like, I don't
I
care
would
for
say
that
most,
arc.
yeah.
Yeah. Like, like, whenever the kids are together, keep that. Except for the good episodes when they were separated, but whatever. Even in then, they can be skipped. Anyway, so we have Devimon saying that Angemon's rise in power has helped him regain a physical form, and Angemon is then surrounded by many Devimons, and then Devimon says that the hope that Angemon has actually makes him weak. And then we have something pretty cool happen. And very, like, the imagery just reminded me of End of Evangelion because...
It's very Eva.
It's exactly Asuka when she's holding her eye with one hand and reaching out with the other. It's just like, it's just a flipped version of that. I posted this in the Digimon Adventure Cologne channel on the lit Discord server, and it's exactly like... it's so weird. It's bizarre how similar that is. Like, I'm not sure if it's a reference, but it's just so similar.
I
It's weird.
think it was deliberate. If not, it was heavily influenced.
Like, I think we're just learning
does this imply that the Tailmon is so f***ed up?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, very much so. Anyway, so we have this really cool, like, darkened Angemon, and he's trying to kill Takeru, and basically Devimon's trying to, like, straight up force a dark evolution on Angemon, and it's kind of horrifying, but kind of great.
I kind of wish it worked.
Oh yeah, I kind of wish it worked too, and it kind of looks like he's looking a bit like Neo Devimon a little bit, with that sort of
I think
mask,
that's what
but
they're
maybe
going
different.
for. Like the six eyes.
Yeah, I mean, one more and they'd have been Sele, but...
Oh yeah, definitely. So Evangelion, like...
It really was. Also, there was literally a Sephiroth.
Like anime. Yes. Wow. It's all Neon Genesis Evangelion. Always has been. Like...
Neo Genesis Evangelion
There were
Devimon.
literally angels.
Literally angels. Literally just... We're just doing Ava. Like... The only step is Ava. Like, anime just goes in a circle. Like, it just all goes back to Evangelion eventually.
Yep. Or to Cardcaptor Sakura. Those are the two things that have
or.
ever turned into anything.
Only 2 anime exist. Cardcaptor Sakura and Neon Genesis Evangelion. That's it.
Don't at
Do you
me.
know the Neo in Neo Devimon is short for Neon Genesis Evangelion?
Oh my gosh. That's good.
And also for Neo Yokio.
And also Neo, the character in Digimon.
And the
Both
one
There's
of
a
them.
character called Neo?
There's one in Atmon who is super extra. Like, he's the most extra character in the world. And there's also, I think the one in, like, V-Tamers called Neo. Or maybe Next. I know there are many edgelords called Neo. It's a very edgelord name. And also, yeah, the Matrix.
So you mentioned some of the manga, so I started thinking about Noren's outfit.
That is fair. That is completely understandable. The manga's good. Read the Digimon manga. It deserves more. I wish it had like a release so everyone could just legally consume it, but no.
Be a pirate.
Anyway, I mean you can. You can just download it on Kindle, because you can buy it for like 800 yen per volume, but then you also have to know Japanese. Yeah. Anyway, so we have Angemon trying to kill Takaru, but Takaru doesn't move, and I'm just sitting here like, oh, please, are you going to say Yamete? Please?
Yeah,
Please,
as she was doing that, I started thinking Lost in Oni-chanmon.
Yeah, that's just, we're just going to do that again, and I'm glad he's just forgotten his brother exists. And
Yamato sure didn't have any concern for his brother that whole time.
I'd like to think it's because he's like preoccupied with his own like battle, but also like imagine if he just looked over and was like, "Ah, good, TK's doing all right." He's being like approached weirdly by like his Digimon, who appears to be have evolved into some Hellspawn, and
remember last
that's
week
fine.
when Yamato was willing to jump from a flying Digimon onto a moving motorcycle filled with tentacles? But this week, nah.
Yep. Or all the parkour, like the episode where he just jumped into like the abyss to rescue Takaru, or when he jumped
he didn't
across
care
a
that
mountain
much this week.
Yeah, he just didn't. He's just over it. He's just like, I am done trying to risk my life by doing some cool parkour business. I don't know. Anyway, so Takaru doesn't move, and Devimon's like, hey, why aren't you moving, kid? And Takaru's like, well, because Angemon's not going to lose, and I trust Angemon. And I'm just saying, like, no, you should probably move. Like, at this point, like, it's very... I get the idea, and I know that, like, your hope triggers an evolution, but, like, I still feel like this is a very horrifying thing. Nobody would not move.
The kid is just Jesus. It's just one of those things. You have to.
Imagine being Jesus. But it is very horrifying.
We should have killed Takaru and had him come back 3 days later.
Yep, and have moved a giant rock or something. I don't know. And then he said, hide the eggs. I don't know. Anyway, so Angemon evolves. He absorbs Devimon, which is kind of cool. And then he slices through Sephirothmon because we don't have enough time to have a full battle. And then he doesn't use any Heaven's Gate magic, which is honestly a positive. I was just like, they're just going to magic away all the evil Digimon with Heaven's Gate, and then they're just going to Heaven's Gate until they're outside. But it didn't happen, so that was good. And everyone gets teleported outside without the use of Heaven's Gate, which is a bit of a miss, I guess. And then we have Vedamon's cult chant to beware the chosen children. And then we have Holy Angemon now talking to Devimon because they're one now, because they've combined. And I so badly hope that this is going to be a continuing thing, that Holy Angemon just has Devimon now.
Oh god, no. I don't think that's ever going to come up again. They're going to immediately forget about it.
I think they will. Like, they will forget about it, but I really just hope that something happens now because we have Devimon inside of one of the main characters. It is a really cool concept, and I would like them to do at least one thing with it. And since they came back to Devimon calling him an old friend, like, it's not as impossible as I might think, but also I still don't trust these writers particularly.
I don't think we'll get Devimon again unless we get a Seraphimon episode.
Yeah, or
maybe
it'll come back, almost 20 episodes from now.
You mean the finale?
In episode
yes,
66.
I mean,
the
finale will involve one last discussion with Devimon where Devimon admits that he was wrong.
Oh
and
my
then
gosh,
Holy
we still have
Angemon
20
fist
episodes.
bumps himself.
That would be kind of cool. At that point, you're just sort of, what are you doing? You're giving yourself a lame little, like, you're cracking your knuckles at that point.
Wow,
anyway,
calling me out.
So I'm sorry. I'm always fist bumping myself. By that I mean cracking my knuckles, because once I started cracking my knuckles, I just could not stop. Anyway, so we get the encyclopedia, and we're learning about Holy Angemon. Was kind of hoping Patamon could take over this one, like we had Gabumon take over last week's episode, but I guess that's for mega level Digimon only. I don't know.
I think it's just when the writers realize that they can do it.
Yeah, but I don't know. I would really like to hear Patamon's thoughts on a Digimon happening.
Right.
I don't know why. I just really like Patamon. Anyway, so Koshiro being Koshiro says something about Holy Angemon, sort of, about how many wings he has now, but then immediately brings it back to Tentomon and says, I wonder how many wings Tentomon has.
How do you not know by now?
2!
I adore that, though. I adore that, like, he's just like, okay, but let's bring it back to my Digimon.
Yep.
I
He's so
adore that so
self-absorbed.
much. Well, he just really likes his own Digimon, which is completely reasonable because I also really like Tentomon. He's a very likable friend.
He brushes his teeth in the outro song.
Precious.
So Tentomon, I guess, has teeth.
Oh, that's a horrifying image. Okie dokie, that was it for the synopsis. Let's move on to the discussion portion of the podcast. So, what were our highlights this week?
I like Devimon. Like,
Me too.
they made him an actual character.
For the first
So
Yeah.
the villain with no motivation.
Yeah, which is an improvement. I'm just happy that we addressed Devimon again, and this episode surprised me. Like, it's not something that I would have predicted, which is good. Like, as much as I would have liked us to have, like, Devimon being one of the holy Digimon who got corrupted, we kind of had that with Tailmon. We kind of had her be the one that got corrupted, so that's fine. This one is just, this Devimon came just from Angemon. He is Angemon. He's like his shadow. He's like something persona reference. It's
I mean,
very...
on the other hand, he's also just the Millennium Mon to Rio, which is a
Yes.
weirdly specific thing to be doing in the series where you also finally brought Millennium Mon into the anime.
Except no
Anyway.
one really
Yeah.
remembers all the Swan games.
Only weird people who are in the Digimon fandom, like, me,
Like us.
who think... I think about Millennium Mon and the Wonder Swan games, like,
They're-
basically daily.
It's just the weirdest thing that Digimon has ever done, and I wish they would own that more.
Yeah. Like, and they did for 02, and then never again. And in Tamers also, they remembered Rio existed.
Yeah,
And the
Tamers
Digimon the
was
movie.
real salty about including Rio, it seemed like, but,
They
whatever.
gave him parents that were different from the parents of the
They didn't care.
adventure universe? They just don't care. No one cares about Rio.
You can't have
But,
a kid
and
without
Rio
parents.
offered to help them go back to the real world via time travel, and the kids were all just like, "Nah, fam, we'll just get in the giant Digivice."
That works.
What?
Yeah, there's
That's
some
just
things
the
that
plot
happen.
of Tamers.
I've forgotten a
But-
lot of Tamers, clearly.
Well, good thing we're watching it again.
Yep.
But anyway, so highlights. I was just really surprised with this episode. Like, it was something that I was really excited reading the synopsis like a few weeks back for this episode, and it still sort of surprised me. It wasn't exactly what I thought. It wasn't terrible. It kind of addressed some things. It's almost like this episode, paid attention to the rest of the show.
This episode
rare.
made better use of Devimon than the previous 20 episodes of Devimon did.
Yep.
Basically, yeah. And probably even more so than original adventure. Like, at least we know why Devimon wants to destroy the kids. Like, we never kind of got, hey, Devimon, what's your motivation? Oh, I just think I'll kill the kids. Okay, why do you want to kill the kids? Because prophecy?
Yeah,
if-
prophecy's
like,
like,
it's-
little one will
prophecy
kill you.
Yeah.
Like, it's-
If OG Adventure had just been, oh crap, these kids are really strong, I should kill them, I'd have been way more there for it than, oh no, the prophecy. Literally, what prophecy?
Wasn't that Edamon's, like, whole thing in the original adventure was just like, oh, those kids are powerful, should probably kill them.
A little unclear if Edamon worked for the Dark Masters, but yeah, pretty much.
I think he does in the novels. I think they all work for the Dark Masters in the novels.
Yeah.
I thought he just
I
wanted
guess
to
that's
perform
canon.
for them. And then when they didn't like the performance, he was like, well, screw you, I'm gonna kill you.
I also get that. I like Edamon. Edamon's so good. But anyway, yeah,
Not as
any
good
other
as Edamonkey.
highlights? Because, oh, Edamonkey. Yeah, but V-Tamer, everything is better than anything non-V-Tamer.
Anyhow.
Highlights. I like this. I like this episode. That's my highlight. Basically, the episode existed. I liked it. I think I liked, like, after watching it, I was kind of like, oh yeah, that was an okay episode, but I think after talking about it, I'm just, like, liking this episode more, just because it really did just sort of actually address the rest of the show. Like, it didn't feel like some standalone thing. It felt like it actually belonged in this series. It referenced past events. It had characters being themselves. Like, we have Joe getting Komodamon sick. That was cute. We have Takaru standing up to the big scary demon spawn and saying Yamete. That's kind of his thing now. And it was just also horrifying. I really liked it. Any other highlights or just me gushing?
It was really upsetting seeing Angemon get overtaken with darkness.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
like,
that was well done.
And I loved
I
it.
appreciated that.
Like, I loved how upsetting it was, because it should be upsetting. That is very upsetting imagery, especially if you're an 8-year-old. Like, that is horrifying.
I'm not an 8-year-old, and I was on the verge of tears.
Yeah, it just reminded me of Try as well.
Oh no,
But that
don't
was
bring
more
up Try.
sad. Like, that was sad. This one was more horrifying than sad.
I'm remembering Try now. We had to do that.
Yeah.
Big sad.
Big sad. Any other highlights?
I like the big purple laser sword.
Yeah, that is cool.
Just
I feel
Michelangelo
like-
in general. His design is cool.
Oh yeah, and Patamon. I like Patamon.
Patamon is good. Patamon has a pretty good line.
Yeah, Patamon's alright.
I still like Pegasusmon more though, than Angemon rather.
I would agree with that.
I really like Horsey. He go brrr. I like him.
I kind of wish that Angemon had never come back. You just have to get a new evolution line.
No, I like the angels.
I mean, I agree. I do too. I just think that would have been cool to see Pegasusmon evolve instead of, nope, just reversion to the mean.
What,
Yeah.
what would Pegasusmon even digivolve into?
I don't know, but I want to see it.
Godramon?
Godramon
That's
could
a
be
skipping a level.
Yeah, but we don't know what level Pegasusmon really is anyway. Like, he's sort of question mark / armor level.
Presumably, like, champion.
Yeah, it's roughly
Yeah.
equivalent to champion, but I think it would have been cool if we had gotten maybe another holy horse out of the deal.
A holy
But-
seahorse.
Exactly. Oh,
Which is what
no, you know what?
Godramon
You
looks
could then go to Marine Angemon.
I like that. That's cute.
I'm just googling
Anyway.
Chirinmon. Yeah,
that would
Chirinmon
work.
would work.
Oh,
Yeah, that would work.
Okay. Are we good to move on
Any
to
other
lowlights?
highlights? Yeah, I think we are. But I don't even have any lowlights. I'm sure I had them, but really I don't remember any. I like this episode. It was fine. Like it did things.
I really would have appreciated it if we could have gotten like 30 seconds less of fighting Snymon and Mamemon and, other randos to have Polyangemon maybe struggle for a minute against his inner demons after evolving.
Yeah, like he definitely seemed okay with everything. As soon as Takaru said he was okay, he was like, "I'm okay," and then evolved and then beat
Was
the
just
bad
super
guy.
OP.
But again,
He's nerfed.
Michelangelo's
something that-
always been OP.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
kind of the point, is he's the trump card.
Oh yeah, I guess that's a last highlight was, hey, we didn't wait until the very end.
which oh yeah,
I
'cause
love that
happened
they
in, like,
waited till the very end, though, in the original.
Yeah, but I wish I was expecting them to do it again and really not looking forward to it.
Probably going to wait till the very end for Seraphimon then, instead.
I
Probably.
mean, probably, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
hang on.
Digivolve
I
both
have-
the angels.
I had a highlight. No, I had a low light, and it just left. Like I had a low light. So we were talking about what were we talking about? We're talking about it's gone. Rip. It was a really good low light too. It was like, oh, this is a low light. Yeah, it's just gone. My low light's gone. I'm sorry. I had one. It was a good one, but now I don't remember it.
I think I need to watch this again when I've had more sleep, because I definitely ended the episode feeling like it was pretty meh, but it probably was better than that.
It was good,
Yeah.
meh.
Yeah, I would definitely agree that it's good, mate. Like a few episodes ago, we were talking about how the Pedaldramon episode was like it was just meh. It was just fine. This episode is better than the Pedaldramon episode.
Yeah, I would say that's true.
And that's sort of how I did my rating. I just kind of thought about the Pedaldramon episode and like, okay, I finished that episode and I just sort of went out of it thinking, oh, that happened.
This
It was an episode.
This episode's only good because it retroactively makes some of the bad episodes feel less bad.
Oh, absolutely.
Slightly
And it
less
actually
bad.
references other things. Yeah. Which is why I liked it. Like, I liked it because it acted like, the rest of the show had happened, which is nice.
Part of my issue is like, if this were 5 episodes after Devimon died, I'd care a lot more, but
Yeah,
we spent
this
almost
is definitely
6 months forgetting that Devimon even happened.
this is definitely like better late than never.
Yeah.
Which I feel like we say, like, every time there's a good episode that should have been, like, and the start of the show, we're just like, better late than never.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty accurate. There are 20 episodes in there that just probably shouldn't have been made, and it's hard to get that bad taste out of my mouth sometimes.
Yeah, there's a reason too little too late is also a saying.
Yep.
Yeah. But, I don't know. I still liked this episode, and I wish I could remember what that lowlight was, because it was a lowlight. But yeah, it's gone. I'm sorry.
Was
Do we
it
have any
that
other lowlights?
Wagner and Digimon killed Sephirothmon too quickly?
Oh, hang on. I remember my lowlight, because Sephirothmon sounds like Serafimon, and my lowlight was that we, like, 15 episodes, I think it was, we had, like, a shot of black or shadow Sephirothmon. I can't remember if it's
Shadow
or
Seraphimon?
black yeah, there we are. I can't even say it. Shadow Seraphimon. And while we had that, we didn't have any reference of Shadow Seraphimon in this episode, which feels kind of weird. Like, if we were going to have Devimon come out of Seraphimon at some point, like, wouldn't it be Shadow Seraphimon? Or was that before Shadow Seraphimon happened? Why did we see Shadow Seraphimon?
I don't even remember Shadow Seraphimon being in this series. I'll be honest.
It
It's
was
like
like
in a vague
we get a
glimpse
shot.
when Angemon's in the miasma.
Huh.
Yeah, it's like he has the same coloured, like, helmet as Shadow Seraphimon. And I think it's in the Pegasusmon episode when Patamon's describing, like, the despair that he felt when he was being, like, soaked in the miasma, and how it was changing him, and if he didn't meet Takeru, he would have become, like, something evil. And then we have, like, a shot of Shadow Seraphimon and his wings being all scary. Because I really liked when that happened. But
I
then
would
when
have
I'm
loved
thinking about
to
this
see
episode...
a dark version of Magna Angemon or an actual Dark Evo come out of that for a minute.
We did say
Yeah, I
just
think that's what we were
Neo
almost good at
Devimon.
getting.
They definitely started. I just wish that, like,
Yeah.
he'd lost for a bit first.
I think it might have been a new one. It looked slightly different from Neo Devimon. Like, it could have been like an Angemon Neo Devimon hybrid sort of thing going on, which I would have loved to see. But no, we're not getting any of that.
They're
But
definitely
still,
going for
why-
he's becoming Neo Devimon, though.
Yeah, probably. But still, why didn't we get any reference to Black Seraphimon? That would have been that was cool.
Because that's a
Shadow
level
Seraphimon's
higher.
Yeah, but it's still, we already got a shot of it in the Pegasusmon episode. Why wouldn't we continue to build on that?
Maybe
And
we'll
there we
see him
Now
later.
that we have Devimon absorbed, I kind of want to see an alternate evolution path that is just, oh yeah, Patamon can just turn into Devimon without being evil now, because they're the same person.
That'd be cool. That would be
And
cool.
it
and
will
we
not
have
happen.
cute Devimon.
I
would
know,
like
I
a
want a
cute
white
Devimon.
Devimon. Vaccine
Let's just
mode.
ice Devimon.
Yeah, I was about to say, isn't that Ice Devimon? It's Christopher Walken.
Christopher
Anyway.
Walken is evil.
In most things, yeah. He was in a James Bond movie, View to a Kill, and he was evil there. He was like the bad guy. Anyway, any other lowlights? I'm so glad that I remembered my lowlight, by the way, because that I feel like that's a good lowlight for me, and I don't usually have them. But anyway, yep. Any other lowlights?
I got up at 3 a.m. to watch this.
That is a lowlight.
Did the light of hope not wake you up enough?
Sure didn't.
That's
a
fair.
shame.
That is a shame. Yeah.
Yeah. The highlight reel of all the previous Digimon they fought really just goes to show how little the previous Digimon they fought actually have about them. It's literally
Yeah.
just, remember this design? Because that's all it was. It was just a design for the Monster of the Week.
Yeah, but at least there was Ogumon.
Yeah, but Ogumon is the exception. There's
Yeah,
like
I
no
wish we
other...
had had more
villains with personality.
Ogremon-esque, like, villains that mattered.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, Ogumon became, like, not really a villain at that point.
Well, yeah, but, like, one-off villains that I would remember 6 weeks later would be awesome.
I wish we knew why he joined Devimon.
Mm-hmm. Or, oh, you know what? Edamon and Volcamon from a few weeks back. That was fun.
Yeah,
Like-
they were fun.
Yeah, that was cool. But they weren't,
You know,
yeah,
they were
weren't really
characters
bad
a little
guys.
bit. No, they weren't.
Yeah, they were
That's-
characters. Yeah.
It is really annoying to me that Digimon can either have someone be a character or be evil, but not both.
But, well, I think,
Yeah.
Edamon and Volcamon fit that, which is
Oh yeah,
good.
absolutely.
And I do like when Digimon does the whole, oh, that Digimon's not evil, they're just hungry and they are just existing. Like, and,
Yeah.
and this is how they exist. Because we had that with the Seedramon. Like, that was still really, really cool because they weren't evil. They were just kind of existing and being, you know, real creatures. And I did kind of like that.
Remember when Leomon
Anyway,
was the head of an
yep.
army? Anyway.
Oh, Leomon's definitely dead.
No! I
Either
refuse
that
to
or
believe that
Leomon's
he's
going to
dead
show
until we
back
see
up
a
like King
body.
Arthur.
Wouldn't it have been Leomon being cool to show up in this Sephirothmon and kind of give some closure to that? I guess they would have run out of time, but like, whatever.
Yeah,
Give me
find
closure.
his body
when
in there.
Ogremon showed up, I was kind of expecting Leomon to, like, make some sort of appearance.
Yeah, but like, they don't really have a connection in this show.
They
What
don't,
if
but I
Sephiroth...
still thought they were going to appear together.
Yeah.
Just imagine if Sephirothmon had used Fist of the Beast King.
Oh.
And that's
would've
how
been
they let
cool.
us know.
Yeah, like he was eaten. That vortex was literally just a teleportation thing to Farga, and Sephirothmon ate him. I don't know, or something.
Oh, yeah, by the way, we could have skipped 40 episodes if you'd just gone down with the island.
Yeah, I wish I went down with that island. Like, honestly, just swallow me up, whole ocean, whatever.
For me, ocean?
Are we done with lowlights?
I think so.
What came
All
first, the Angemon or the Devimon?
Angemon. Devimon was his shadow.
Yeah, but then like the Devimon tried to make him evil, so what was evil originally, Angemon or Devimon?
No, Millenniumon made him evil. Because
What?
it was after the
But it's,
so there were
it's
two
his
different
shadow.
No, but there were two different parts that made him, like, it was Devimon trying to make him evil, like, when Devimon was around. But then before that, after the Ancient War, it was Millenniumon.
Yeah, I believe Millenniumon is the one who dunked him in the miasma, and then from
and
the
Devimon
miasma,
came out of that.
Devimon came up. Yeah.
Yeah, and then when Angemon was an egg, and then they had that whole thing, and he was dipped into miasma then.
Before Angemon came out.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, so ratings. What did y'all rate this episode? I gave it a 4 out of 5 because I liked this episode, and I gave the Pedaledramon episode a 3.5, so because I liked this episode more than the Pedaledramon episode, I had to give it a 4.
Makes sense.
I liked it. And also, it addressed things that I didn't think that would ever be addressed again, like Ogremon and Devimon. You know, those things that happened a long time ago, back when we had a little bit of hope for this show. So I'm going to have to give it credit for that. It wasn't the perfect episode, and it did feel like...
He Digivolved too perfect.
Oh, that's a good one. But yeah, I don't know. I like this episode. So yeah, 4 out of 5. It was enjoyable. I enjoyed it. That's, I guess, what the definition of enjoyable is, if you enjoy something. Evie, what did you rate this episode?
I gave it a 4 as well.
Hey, agreement. And Quinn?
4 is good enough.
I gave it a 3.5. Pretty much the same reasoning, I just don't think I enjoyed it as much as you do.
That's fair. The more important thing is that we all gave it 0.5 more than what we gave to the Pedaledramon episode. Exactly, like, the Pedaledramon episode, Evie and I both gave 3.5s to, and you gave a 3 to. So, I think we're all in agreement that it's 0.5 up from Pedaledramon episode, which is kind of cool. And so that means our overall scores for this episode add up to 11.5. Previously, other 11.5s have been episode 35, 33, and 31, which are... I can't find them. A New Darkness Millenniumon, The Glowing Angemon, and what was the other one? 31, 33, and 35. And I've lost my place again. Oh yes, the Hikari of Dawn, The Glowing Angemon, and A New Darkness Millenniumon. So where would this episode sort of fit in with those episodes?
I've put it above all of those.
In my ranking, I have it in 18th, right below the Hikari of Dawn.
Yeah, I have mine in 7th. Yeah, I have mine in 17th, which is I can't remember, but which was below Hikari of Dawn. But so yeah, where are we? I think I put all of these. Yeah, I think it would. What was Hikari of Dawn? I don't even remember what was that was the Angelmon episode?
Yeah.
No, that would be the Glowing Angelmon.
Oh, the Glowing Angelmon, of course. Then what was Hikari of Dawn then? I apparently really liked that episode.
Yeah,
I
that will be
remember
the one
liking it, but I
with
can't
like
remember it
Skull Knightmon finally being.
Oh yeah,
right,
okay,
right.
yeah. Alright, yeah, I think I liked Hikari of Dawn more than that, because yes, that was pretty cool, that Skull Knightmon, but I think this is on equal level in sort of cool realizations, revelations sort of things happening. I think it's better than the Glowing Angelmon. How do we feel about that?
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
And Evie, you said above everything. So I will. So we're all in agreement. I'm putting it below the Hikari of Dawn because both Quinn and I have it below, but above the glowing Angelmon.
Sounds good to me.
Okie dokie. So yeah, that means that in my ranking, it was in episode 46 was in 17th place, and overall ranking, it's also in 17th place.
Nice.
And Quinn, you said you had it in 18th place?
That's right.
Okie dokie. So I'll plot that in there. And Evie, whereabouts did you have episode 46?
I plunked it at 10th place, because it was just slightly better than Metal Gurumon's episode last week.
That's fair. So yeah, basically, this episode was pretty good. Or pretty not terrible, pretty good. Like,
Given
it
a
was
lot
definitely...
of flaws.
Yeah, lately it's been very good.
It's been pretty
well,
okay.
not... But when I say very good, I mean for this season, it's been very good.
There has been a marked improvement in quality, and the scores reflect that.
Yeah, which is good because I'm looking at our overall ranking and our individual rankings because I have it sort of laid out in a nice little chart, and I'll post this on social, and for the moment I'll put it in our Discord chat that we have. But it is sort of nice to see all our rankings all of a sudden be kind of like higher. Like at some point it was just like consistently low, and now it's just not terrible.
Say,
so that's really good.
I do not remember the last time Sora talked.
I think it was in her like not evolution episode, like the soccer one.
Okay, but yeah, like it's been a weirdly long time since several characters have mattered even a little, and
yeah,
that is still a drag.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like it's very clear to me that the writers don't know how to write 8 characters. Well, I guess 16 plus,
which is
plus bad
that
guys.
Was always too ambitious.
Yeah, but the original managed like to have the characters talk, even it was just like a weird sort of input. Like it is something that this show could do better with, that using the fact that they have so many characters.
Yeah.
Anyway,
on the bright side, at least we're
yep.
finally getting a Tai Chi focused episode next week.
No.
People have been begging for more Tai Chi.
It's just really... He's been undercut every episode.
No. I want Tai Chi to go and never come back.
I want Tai Chi to have become a fruit and then everyone ate him.
Wow. That's rough.
Just really sealed the vor.
Well, that was horrifying. Anyway, so who are your favourite characters before my internet dies again?
I picked Devimon.
Joe.
So Evie picked Devimon and Quinn went with Joe. I went with Patamon. I don't know. I just really like Patamon in this.
Patamon was good.
Patamon wasn't around all that much. You just digivolved so quick.
Yep. When I'm saying Patamon, I mean like Patamon the character, not Patamon the Digimon. So that means that it includes Angemon and Polyangemon.
Honestly, Angemon is so different personality-wise to Patamon that I just don't see them as the same character.
That is
Angemon's so different.
Kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean Pegasusmon, yep, that's Patamon, but Angemon, no, that's not Patamon.
Yeah, Patamon's like just sort of carefree and just quite optimistic all the time. But then Angemon comes along and is all like deadpan and serious and
Bishonen.
Bleh.
My angst.
But
oh god,
also,
there's my final lowlight, was it really weirds me out that Angemon, the most human-looking Digimon, also talks by just opening his mouth.
Yeah, I think that's more like the godly sort of like, he's just sort of radiating his
I hated
words
it.
or something.
It was
I don't know.
really
I hate
annoying.
it too.
I really like Patamon. I'm not too keen on the Holy Digimon.
Yeah, no, same. But like, I don't know, like handshake meme, Patamon and Angemon, Patamon in try and Angemon in colon, trying to kill Takaru. Like, it's kind of like a thing. I laugh, but I also cry.
Digimon Adventure try.
Digimon Adventure, try not to make me cry.
Digimon Adventure, try harder next time.
Please try. And they did. I think they are trying harder. Maybe. Anyway, so let's move on to questions. Unless anyone has any final thoughts about characters.
No.
Coolios.
I'm done with Devimon.
I'm done with Devimon. I'm glad that we didn't just have Devimon or have Nidhoggmon show up again and then just have Omegamon just sort of show up for like a second for no reason. I'm just really glad about that. Instead,
we have Magnarangemon's sword.
Yay!
Excalibur.
Very cool. Very, very cool. So for questions and comments, we have Child Emperor on YouTube first up, who says that they're surprised that Koshiro isn't afraid of Tentomon dropping him from being so high in the sky, and the laptop must be feeling straining and heavy after holding in the air for so long. Koshiro is physically strong, confirmed. I think it's just like a tablet, so it might be like super light.
But he doesn't have the crest of light.
Haha, that's a good one. That's a really good one. Next, we have Ritster, who says that seeing Takuro in a cheerleading outfit was really cute and funny, although they don't think cheerleading outfit matched very well with the hat, shoes, and socks. What do you think? Oh, absolutely not. I think we...
No, the outfit was kind of atrocious, but, you know, also
it worked.
everyone
I think
should
it worked
take off
for
their hat.
TK. Yeah, except for Mimi. She keeps the hat.
Okay, that's
They should have all had, like, the Lilymon sort of hat thing going on.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Crunchyroll subs
Commit
misspelled
to the thing.
canon in Flower Canon this week, so it was like
Oh, really?
canon to the
funny.
series.
I didn't... I watched the Anime Lab ones because that's what I have a subscription to,
Gotcha.
because it's
yeah,
it's Australian
Crunchyroll
anyway.
this week was very funny.
It's like
Yeah.
Flower
I mean,
Canon.
I think they have the same subs. I should check to see if there's the same, if there's the typo there, because I missed it.
So yeah, Flower
Anyway.
confirmed as canon.
Flower confirmed as
Give
canon.
Lilymon a bazooka.
Please. It's my Flower canon. She has a bazooka. Anyway, so next up we have Little Red Riding Hood, who says the scene with TK wearing Lilymon cheerleading outfit was the best part of the episode for them, and they were desperately hoping for a cutback where he has more into it, and yeah, 100% me too.
Yeah.
Then they say,
yeah.
on the other hand, the boy is embarrassed by being made to wear femme clothes is kind of tiring, and yeah, I agree. Like,
Yeah.
it was...
Mm-hmm.
I felt two different parts about it. Like, I thought it was cute, but also, the forced femme thing kind of...
We definitely
Anyway.
needed to come back and have them just all be cheering Yamato on at the end, and honestly, that was a missed opportunity for multiple reasons.
Yeah. So, next up... they then say that, but on the other hand, they were so starved for gender non-conforming representation in media that they'll take this regardless. And they said that
Yeah.
closeted them in the past would have adored the scene too. And yeah, I can relate.
Yep.
They also mentioned that they just got to the part where I mentioned Captain Sakura having a different opening in Australia, and they were very thankful for making them remember that, because they were always confused why the Japanese opening felt so familiar. And yeah, it's because we had it, because we, for some reason in Australia, had the same dub, but we just gave different
The better
openings
music.
to the better music. Yeah, just English versions of the actual opening, and that was kind of cool. Then lastly we have Milton, who asks us, was anybody else surprised and impressed by the amazing kick that Yamato did? And yeah, 100%. Like, why is this boy so athletic all of a sudden?
It's not all of a sudden, though. He's always been pretty athletic.
Well, in this season, yeah.
I want to see a montage of Yamato doing parkour training to get away from his parents' divorce.
Wow, just parkour away from your problems.
Uh-huh. Just gotta keep running. Then they can't catch up with you.
Gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast.
Alright everyone, thanks for joining us this time, and you can join us next time for episode 47, The Villains of the Wastelands. Do we have any prediction for this next episode?
It's Ogamon's hideout from Digimon World.
Oh yeah. Meanwhile, I'm just sitting here like, oh, I'm not hopeful for this at all. I think I'm going to hate the next episode. I just don't have faith for Taichi episodes.
Why does Taichi need more development?
I don't know. I thought they would move on to Koshiro getting an evolution. Because it's about that time, right?
Just
would
make it a
think so.
Sora thing. Just do something
Yeah,
to
like-
Sora.
Yeah, give Sora her own
Traumatize
episode.
Sora.
No.
No, don't traumatize it. Just have it overcome something that's not traumatizing.
Okay,
Yeah,
let
give her
Sora
a
finally
line.
talk about her relationship with her mom, who she has not mentioned since she ran away from home.
Or at the very least, like, have a Koshiro episode and we can learn about his family stuff going on.
Right? He
Many of these
Everyone's
kids
families
have
got shut
families.
Like, just give me something. Show, please.
Remember Taichi's mum?
Well, Taichi's mum doesn't remember she's Taichi's mum.
Exactly. The parents don't matter at all.
They really don't. I just wish they hadn't introduced them long enough to forget about them.
Yeah. I still think that Mimi's grandfather's evil. I mean,
Oh,
I
yeah.
hope.
Probably.
Even if that's not canon, it's canon because he's a CEO.
It's flower cannon.
Ah.
That joke's
Any
going to
other
pay
predictions?
dividends.
Yeah. It's a good joke. Thanks, Crunchyroll.
They're gonna turn Mimi's grandpa into a fruit and then eat the rich.
I like that. Fund it.
I don't have other predictions, really.
Yeah, me neither.
That's all I got.
I'm not hopeful. Like, I'm not expecting much from the next episode.
Yeah,
I can only see the next episode being
I
good.
don't know. I really wish we could get to Faga soon and just do a thing.
I think
Yep.
next episode will be good if Agumon also gets kidnapped, so Taichi has to cooperate with these other Digimon.
That could be cool.
I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Or what
I
if
hope
it's another
a fake out
silly
and it's actually
episode?
a Sora episode.
Yeah, or if it's just another silly episode like the Ponchomon episode.
Ponchomon.
Yeah.
Give
No,
Greymon
it'd
a
be
sombrero and maracas.
That'd be cute. And he holds them in like his feet as well. I don't know. It could be cute.
Mariachi Greymon.
Or what about Agumon evolves into like Tyrannomon or any of the other evolutions from the original Digital Monster VPET? He evolves into Devimon.
I think I like my Greymon and the Mariachi band idea.
He evolves into Devimon and gives Patamon and Takaru like PTSD. Horrifying.
Yeah.
Just even more so.
Actually, he's actually called Darkmon instead because that's what the English release of the Virtual Pets decided to call him for like a hot minute in the 90s until the show decided to just straight up just call him Devimon still.
Well,
It was fun.
let's wrap this up.
Yes, let's wrap this up. So, still no linked up because still no website. I'm probably not going to be getting internet for about a month. Anyway, so Redbubble's in the description. I don't host Redbubble, so you can check that out. You can also contact us and stay updated. You can send us spam to our Gmail account, which is LostinTranslationmon@gmail.com. And you can't comment on this episode or message us on our website because it is down still, as I mentioned. You can, however, follow us at Translationmon on Twitter. And you can find us on Lost in Translation on Tumblr, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. We have a discussion thread on the With the Wills, and also a subreddit thread on the Digimon subreddit, which would make sense, that's where subreddits are, on the subreddit. And we'd also appreciate any reviews that you could leave us on any podcast catcher that you use, and if I don't see it, please let me know, and I'll read it out on this show, and that'd be pretty fun, I think. You can also donate to our Patreon, which links in the description, from as little as $1 a month. And that gets you access to a listed Discord server, but there are high-level small rewards such as early episodes and raw episodes where you get to hear when my internet cuts out for like 15 minutes and I'm just I'm talking and no one else is talking and then I'm like, oh no, I've disappeared. Anyway, so that's a thing that you can listen to. That could be fun. And thank you to our current supporters. I have stuffed up. I was doing so well too. Thank you to our current supporters on Patreon, Joe, Stephen Rees, who's Wildme64 on Archive Our Own, Kaidawashi, Chisai, who can follow on Twitter at Chisai236, Kyle, Lismet, Elekmon on Tumblr, Nicholas, Metal Momon, Sam, Anthony, Keith from Gone While Hunting, a Hunter x Hunter Rewatch podcast, Silverheadfreak25, Magnus, Lucas, JCMon05, Patrick, and Jason. And you can also make a one-off donation on PayPal, which can be found in the description. It's paypal.me/airdramon. You can also donate to me on my Ko-fi account, ko-fi.com/airdra. So, of course, while I'm thanking y'all for listening, I will also thank my wonderful, beautiful co-hosts for co-hosting. So, Quinn, thank you for joining me. Where can we find you?
Nowhere. The semester's over and I'm gonna sleep for 3 months.
That's fair. But except for when I wake you up and poke you to do Digimon. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And Evie, where can we find you? And also, yes, thank you for also joining me, obviously.
You're welcome. You can find me over on the Moncast. We recently did Digimon the movie special and celebrated 5 years of the Moncast, so go listen to it because it's really good and I worked really hard on it.
Yay!
It was very fun.
But yeah, and I wasn't there because I was busy. I'm sorry, but it's still good. It's still good. But of course, I'm very tired at the moment, so I think it's time for us to finish. So again, thank you so much to Quinn and Evie for joining me, and thank you to y'all for joining me, and we will definitely see you next time. Bye!
Bye!